Assalamualaikum and a very good day. I bid to Dr. Irina. My name is ANNABAQ binti ASWADY with matrix number 206820. I am from group 2 with 5 other members which are AINA SHAKIRAH, NORAZMINA, ZAHIRAH NADIAH, SHAKIRAH KHAIRINA and ZAHRA. So today we will be presenting about biogas and biomethane. So what is biogas? Biogas is a mixture of gases containing methane and carbon dioxide. It is produced from raw materials such as agricultural waste, municipal waste, food waste, green waste, and plant material. Biogas is produced from anaerobic digestion involving anaerobic microorganisms, whereas biomethane is a methane gas that is formed from the fermentation of organic matter. It is a type of biogas having a quality that is similar to fossil natural gas. Biomethane contains about 90% methane or greater. Both biogas and biomethane are renewable energy source. Biogas is also known as renewable natural gas, as humans and animals keep producing waste, so the biogas will never finish. However, we don't want to encourage generating more waste for the sole purpose of creating more biogas. After all, through capturing and using methane, it is better than allowing it to escape to the atmosphere, which will have climate impact.
Next, I will explain about how this energy can be utilized. Biogas can be used for combined heat and power (CHP) operations. CHP is a function of conversion efficiency of the energy in the fuel gas to useful energy in the form of electricity and heat. A combined heat and power (CHP) plant is typically a reciprocating gas engine that uses the energy in the gas to drive a crankshaft. Besides, biogas can simply be turned into electricity using a combustion engine, fuel cells, or gas turbine, with the resulting electricity being used on-site or sold onto the electric grid. Biogas can be burned on-site to heat buildings and power boiler or even the digester itself, while combustion of biogas like natural gas produce carbon dioxide, CO2, a greenhouse gas produce their carbon in biogas comes from plant matter that feeds this carbon from atmospheric carbon dioxide. Thus, biogas production is carbon neutral and does not add to the greenhouse gas emission. Last but not least, renewable natural gas (RNG) or biomethane is biogas that have been refined to remove carbon dioxide, water vapor, and other trace gases so that it meets natural gas industry standard. RNG can be injected into the existing natural gas grid, including pipeline, and used interchangeably with conventional natural gas. That's all from me. Next, I will pass to the next member.
The first example that we can look at towards that utilizes biogas and biomethane is Germany. So according to this article, this newspaper article published by Euronews in March 2022, with the Ukraine war, Germany attempts to reduce its dependence on Russian gas. So Germany makes use of the potent gases produced by manure and other organic waste on farms as they can be used as a substitute energy source. So prior to the Ukraine war, Germany imported about 55% of its natural gas from Russia, half its coal, and around 35% of its oil. So this shift in energy resource is also to improve resilience as energy prices are rising. So located in the middle of a muddy field west of Berlin, there is a farm owned by Peter Kain. So every day, tons of organic waste, mainly manure, corn, and grass, are thrown into these 3 enormous cylinders. Here you can see the picture on the bottom the bottom left of the slide are like the 3 huge cylinders. So in a process called methanization, fueled by bacteria, the organic matter is transformed into gas. So this mini power plant supplies heating to about 20 homes in the village of Rebek. So as the organic matter becomes gas spins the turbine and generates electricity for heating. So biogas is commonly referred to as a renewable natural gas. So it is seen as renewable in the sense that people and animals will continue to produce garbage, and we use that garbage to generate energy. But remember, we don't want to promote producing more trash solely for the purpose of producing more biogas. So that's all for me. On to the next example.
Second example of energy issue is the United States of America has set an ambitious goal to reduce greenhouse gases emissions by at least 50% by 2030. The issue is it achievable? By 2030, the United States will be on track to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius, the level that scientists think this is necessary to prevent the worst effect of the climate problem. The study, which is published in Science, combines the result of 6 newly released techno-economic simulations of the intricate workings of the American energy system. The authors claim that the various models all concur on 4 key issues. The first one is power generation and transportations account for the majority of the nation's greenhouse gas emissions. So in order to achieve a 50% reduction in overall emissions, the electricity grid must run on 80% clean energy by 2030. And the vast majority of new vehicles sold must be electric. The electrification of buildings and enterprises is another significant source of reducing GHG emissions. Secondly, implementing new policies will be the main obstacle to expanded usage of alternative energy sources, not cost. To be successful, state and federal government will need to coordinate their policy responses. Next, the cost of using renewable energy sources to power the electric grid won't increase as a result of development in wind, solar, and energy storage technology. Additionally, switching to electric vehicles might result in net savings for households of up to 1,000 annually. Lastly, through 2050, a shift to clean energy will lower air pollution, avert up to 200,000 preventable deaths, and save up to $800 billion on environmental and health-related expenses. Communities of color and friendly communities that are disproportionately exposed to pollution from vehicles, power plant, and industry will reap the majority of the health advantages. According to main author John Bisline, Program Manager in the Energy System and Climate Analysis Group at the Electric Power Research Institute, this analysis presents the first comprehensive blueprint for how the United States will achieve its 50% greenhouse gas emission reduction objective by 2030. The pace of historical carbon reduction must be tripled to achieve this goal, which is difficult but attainable if stakeholders work together across all sectors. We increase confidence in the policies and technology development required to accomplish near-term climate targets by comparing the findings from 6 different models. This paved the way for an inexpensive, dependable, and egalitarian net zero future.
So now, I'll proceed with the last example, which is the biogas is the cleanest fuel in Sweden. So in Sweden, they lead the world in the use of biogas as vehicle fuel. So industrial production is normally carried out in large digesters where an active bacterial flora breaks down the organic material, convert it into raw gas. In parallel, a digestate is generated, which is in many cases can be used as nutritive biofertilizer. When it spreads on the land, it replenishes the earth with important nutrients. Biogas production means that organic waste is reused and converted into a resource. The sewage sludge from wastewater plants is often used as its food waste from restaurant and household, as well as residual products from ethanol production, farming, and the food industry. In addition to biogas, the process generates a nutritive residue, which in many cases can be used as fertilizer. Environmental benefits of the production of biogas are quite simply dependent on the type of pre-treatment applied, as well as how well the organic material is digested in the process. The digestion of waste for biogas production entails better utilization of already used resources, while residues, waste products, energy crops, and forestry material can be transformed into renewable fuel under the right conditions. Last but not least, the usage of biogas in Sweden has led to the good of their economy because Scandinavian biogas is the most eco-friendly vehicle fuel from comprehensive perspective and also helps to reduce carbon emissions. Nutrients are returned to the earth through agriculture in the form of biofertilizer, and the company's production of biogas closes the circle, participate in the circular economy, and promote a sustainable society. So now I'll pass to Shakirah and she'll proceed with the challenges.
So I will continue with the challenge of biomass. So the first challenge of biomass is some developing countries is lack of adequate infrastructure, sufficient capital, and appropriate policy. Next is biogas technology in developing countries still require advancement in all levels from small scale, which is household or domestic implementation, to large scale implementation for energy generation, electricity generation, and transportation. So most developed country has no problem with it, but it still have an issue with the developing countries. The next one is many developing countries are far behind in meeting energy access target and abet the environmental crisis. So this problem is because the developing countries is still in developing technologies in the world, and they are far from technology than the developed countries. Conclusion is biogas and biomethane have numerous advantages, including lowering energy dependence and contributing to baseload power generation. Biogas could be used to replace fossil fuels in the power generation, transportation, and residential sector. And biogas is also a renewable source of energy. So people do not need to depend on fossil fuels until today. So that's it. Thank you.